Sun Tzu said,
"Know thine enemy." Here at Get Sandwich, we say, know thine audience. Because whilst you shouldn't think of your audience as an enemy, when making a speech, it's still a good idea to have a plan of attack. This module will help you determine what kind of audience you have so that you can progress to the next stage and start thinking about what to do about it. Because being able to anticipate the response your audience will have will help you when you start to plan the writing of your speeches, and could be the factor that decides whether your jokes fall flat, or that clever story that sounds so good in your head actually works or not. The first kind of audience is the receptive audience. They could be members of a club to which you belong, where you're talking about something that interests them.
It's now my great pleasure and honor to present to you the 2010 commencement speaker, Rachel Maddow.
they could be co-workers, and you're explaining how a new system works that will make your group's life easier. It could also be an audience that doesn't know you, but for whom you are the first speaker of the day, and they're alert and ready to take in new information. The characteristics to look out for that suggest that you have a receptive audience are: they already know and like you as a person. They either already agree with what you're about to tell them, or at least likely to be open to ideas, and they can be expected to pay attention to you whilst you speak. The next kind of audience you might encounter is the hostile audience. They might be people who you're responsible for at work, and you're about to explain a change that will cause uncertainty or upheaval in their lives. There might be people at a club or organisation where you're speaking about a sensitive topic where you hold an opposing point of view.
We have got to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine.
There might be people who want answers regarding something that's gone wrong, something that quite possibly wasn't your fault, but requires you to diffuse the situation. So if you think your audience shares some of the following characteristics, then you might very well have a hostile audience on your hands. They don't agree with your ideas. They are possibly looking to find fault with what you have to say, but crucially, they are keen to hear what you have to say, even if they're not interested in listening to you. The third kind of audience is in some ways the hardest one, the apathetic audience. It could be a group of people who have heard 5 speeches already that day, and whilst yours would otherwise be interesting for them, they just don't have the attention to give you. Perhaps the topic just doesn't seem relevant to them, even if their managers think it is. Perhaps they've had bad experiences with public speakers before and automatically switch off in lectures. Apathetic audiences can be characterized in the following way. To begin with, they are neither open to your ideas nor hostile to them. Something is preventing them from really listening and engaging.
That something is external.
Boredom or tiredness because you're speaking late in the day, or possibly poor experience. A good question to ask when trying to think about what kind of audience you'll present to is:
when I step onto that stage and start speaking,
does the audience want to hear what it is I have to say? If yes, then you have a receptive audience. If no, then you have a hostile audience. And if you think that they just won't care, then you have an apathetic audience. When you think you have the answer to this question, then you can choose your next module accordingly.